episode after the one where we talked about imposter syndrome. You know that one. Today we're gonna just re-roll it, kind of. I had a topic and then it panicked, and now I'm gonna talk about panicking. Today's topic is gonna be fear of failure, which I resonate with a lot.
It's about feeling comfortable.
Yeah, it is about feeling comfortable. That's where the fear of failure thing comes in, because I've been doing these episodes, and you know how you just like expect things to either go really well or really bad, and I feel like this is one of those things where I set myself up to believe I was going to fail at this stuff. I really have had a passion for doing this stuff. This stuff meaning like videos and recording and talking about topics. I like to talk about different topics like anxiety, depression, mental health, and that's why I started this podcast. But at the same time, on the same note, I should say, I also said this would just fail. If people wouldn't watch, and no one would care what I have to say, because why would people care what I have to say? That's really radical, definitely. That is not what you should set yourself up for when you're moving forward in life. You should just believe that you can do something. But it's kind of really hard to say, oh, I believe in myself and I'm just gonna keep flowing and I can do something. It's hard to motivate yourself sometimes, especially when you don't necessarily have people in your back door pushing you. And even when you do have people in your back door pushing you and saying you can do something, you still have the like devil on your shoulder saying you can't do it, you're just gonna fail. It's not, where does that come from? That's the question that I pretty much had in my head this week when I was like, I'm gonna talk about identity, and I'm gonna come and talk about social media, and I'll just have to be an episode for yesterday. But this thought came in my head of no one wants to listen to what I have to say, and I'm not important enough to talk about any of these topics. And the fear of failure and where that came from, that questioning then led into my mind of where does that come from? At which point in life do you start to question yourself and say that you're going to fail? Do you say that when you're a child? Because I feel like when you're a child, you feel like it could be anything. When you start out, when you're young, you say, I'm going to be a pediatrician, I'm going to be an astronaut, I'm going to be Jesus, I'm going to be a plastic bag. Pretty much. Like, if you interview any child and ask them what they want to be, it'll be the most like out of pocket left field thing ever, because they don't have any limits. There's no fear of failure. There's no, the sky's the limit for them. And sorry about fatal, guys. This is just an anxiety thing. The sky's the limit for them. So you basically grow up and you're starting and you're saying, okay, I'm gonna be this, and then you go to school. I feel like when you get marks that are telling you that you're not good enough, or like your grades are not good enough for your parents or your friends or society, then you start to say that you're not good enough, and the dreams that you had start to be not good enough for you, or I shouldn't say not good enough for you, or so you start to think that you're a failure and that nobody cares, or that you're not good enough in a certain setting. So that's where I think it comes from. Some people will say parents mostly, like their ideologies or how they see life and how they raise you will make you feel like if you have a limit, like with the economy, if they don't have enough money to send you somewhere or give you the education that you need to become whatever it is that you want to be. Like the plastic bag thing, obviously you can't be a plastic bag. That one a bit wild. And sometimes we just need to get reined in from some of those thoughts. But the ones that are actually plausible, feasible things, we have those dreams. And then the dreams get crushed on, right? Or you kind of realize halfway you thought that's what you wanted, but it isn't really what you wanted. Like for me, I thought I would just be a veterinarian just because I like dogs. But then when I actually applied that to going to school and doing sciences, the actual revenue sciences were just awful for me. I like physics, but I hated biology, I hated chemistry. Doing the subjects I'm trying to actually get the grades. There's so much things going on. I was like, no, this veterinarian thing is not for me. And I was like, okay, I'm really good at math, TV, art. What does that mean? Architect? I'm going to be an architect. So what am I going to do with my time? That also sets you up for the fear of failure and just failing in general. Because when I was doing, if you're wondering a little bit, sitting here, I came and I was doing economics, math, physics, and communication studies. And I felt so lost. I was like, what on earth am I going to do with economics, math, and physics? That isn't lame. First of all, math at Cape is ridiculous. That is just, nobody should do that. Don't do that. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Unless you really want to be math proficient. Maybe it's needed for some things. I don't know what you need it for. You should research that. But for me, it was a big one. And I feel like I was set up to fail because I wasn't really given the avenues of what I thought I was good at, what I felt I could. And then I just got more and more of that fear of failure to say, I suck, this sucks, the world sucks, I'm gonna fail at this, I'm not gonna do well. So why do it? Like, why do it if I'm not going to be successful at it? But why do you have to do something just to be successful at it? Why can't you just do things and fail at them? Why can't you just do things and not have the pressure of, oh, I'm going to fail? Like, why can't I just do podcast episodes and have absolutely no one watch them and just be talking to myself? Why do I have to put the pressure of, oh, I need people to watch this, I need to make money, I need to be influential, important? Why can't I just be myself? Being authentic instead of pushing yourself and thinking that you're going to fail and being afraid to fail. And just say, okay, it's okay to just do, to just be, instead of I have to do this and I have to be successful at it. I have to get 12 CXEs. I have to get all of my Kate back at level 1, grade 1. I have to go to university and I have to come out with first class honors. That doesn't matter, by the way. When you get a job, no one cares if you have first class honors, if you have second class honors. Degrees are degrees. You get degrees with C's. C's make degrees. I don't know what people say. But that's a really true statement. And if you're a failure and you fear of being less than or not good enough, sometimes wounds us a bit too much. And it causes us to have so much anxiety and to panic and to just feel as though we do things and be successful at them. We have to be perfect. Perfectionism usually comes in with the fear of failure for me, especially. I don't know if you guys relate to that, but feeling like if you have to be perfect, trying to be perfect, perfectionism. What is perfectionism? I have to do it the right way, the best way, the good way, the way that I think is the 100% way of doing it. What is the right way? What is the wrong way of doing things? There's a perfect way of doing things. But you really try to break it down and look at things. There is no perfect way of doing things. There is no the best way all the time. There is your way and other people's way. There is a way that is more painful for you, ways that are more stressful for you, ways that are more stressful for you, ways that are more panicky for you, ways that are more anxiety inducing. And then there are ways that are just chill. Perfectionism. I keep repeating that over and over because I'm trying to make this episode perfect. I'm trying to make life perfect. And sitting there, that's why I'm playing with the Play-Doh. I was just so anxious. You usually see me with my iPad with my meticulous notes of the topic and the definition of the topic and what I want to say about it and how it relates to mental health and turning it all back in. And I had that for a different episode, basically, for a different topic. And because there's a new style of filming that we're doing today, as you see, we have better lighting, better quality. We're getting on the up and up. Part of the me trying to be perfect, but also just wanting better. But part of that, I started to panic and I started to have really bad anxiety, and the fear of failure came up, and it was really causing me to like sit down literally on the floor about to cry with other people around me trying to set up and not knowing that I was on the verge of tears. Maybe they did, they just didn't say anything. But I was trying to do this and get the episode ready so that I could have all my talking points and sound so professional and perfect. And my mind just slowly went, that's not what's happening today. And then I was like, you know what, we're going to wing it instead. I'm not a wing it person. I'm a perfectionist. This has to go a certain way. This has to be done a certain way. Because I can't fail at things. I can't have things look bad. I can't have things not be successful. I can't have things not be good. So the whole way in it, I was like, okay, I have to hold the octopus. I have to play with the Play-Doh so that my anxiety comes from like 25 back down to 0. It's not 0. It's not going to be at 0 because I'm not being my regular perfectionist self. Just on the flight talking to you guys. But I felt like it also needed to be a realer. Not all the other episodes aren't real, but on a level of talking about fear of failure, and sometimes just doing things because you just want to like it, you think that you'll have fun doing it. Doing things for joy, for happiness, instead of doing them for money. Everything can't be for money. Sometimes you just gotta do things to be happy. Life is too short. The world is just full of death and violence and bombs and genocide and war. And sometimes you just need to stop and say, I'm just going to ramble a little bit because this brings me some joy. I'm just going to interact and connect with whoever wants to connect with me because I like it. I want to do it. And not because it needs to be perfect, not because there's only going to be success, because this could flop, that could be awful, and this rambling could just be a blooper episode. But that doesn't really matter, and this is me talking to me, and just being like, that doesn't really matter. It's okay to just have a day like this in general and not be perfect and just chill out and talk and fight. So thanks for listening to me ramble. Thank you so much for watching me ramble for 10 minutes. I know that this was like completely shorter than the usual episodes, but I just felt like if I needed to have that real raw moment with you guys. Plus, you can enjoy the bloopers that are attached to this video. There are lots of bloopers attached to this video because we have a new setup, new team, and you can stay tuned for next week's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Let's get it started. Let's get it started.
You're gonna need a lot of fire.
Let's get it started. On this song?
I know.
That was a completely different song. I want my people. Yeah. Friday out, people.
Later.
Okay. Today. I don't know what we're talking about today. Welcome to We Need to Talk. Just shoot guns at people.
Bring the water to this.
No.
Please. What we realize, right? We got enough bloopers to make at least 100 memes. If only we were. We are! Oh. I think we got enough bloopers to make 100 memes. You see that look, fam? You see that no? That is become an animated sticker this week, so. Yeah.
Wait, are you saying the right front?
Oh my goodness, Jamari, you just said the front.
Yeah, you're blocking. Yeah,
Yes, that's why I didn't put it there in the first place.
that makes sense.
Don't worry. All these bloopers. I love
Yeah,
it.
we're talking about fear of failure. Because I'm afraid to fail.
So listen to the audio.
I do not.
So then the headphones and everything.
Nah, them is for work. Those USB ones.
Oh, USB. Yeah, so you know what? Earphones?
We're too poor for that. Listen to me. I was actually getting back into a rhythm.
This is his fault. This is his fault.